Hello, what's up, everybody? I've missed you guys so much. If you're new here, welcome to Highly Elevated with Asia Cara. And if you've been here since the very beginning, thank you so much for your continued support. It's truly been amazing over the last few weeks, just, hearing the feedback from my listeners. Like, it's been just crazy. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Like, seriously. And I really missed you guys, but again, along the journey, sometimes we have to take a step back so we can really understand, the things that are happening in the current moment, which will lead to things happening in the future. The last podcast, I talked about some of us were going to be entering into our winning season. There were some of us who were already in our winning season. And now that, we've kind of had a couple of weeks to, step into that new reality, step into that new portion of our path, how does it feel to you? What does it look like to you? For me, it just feels like I've just made myself completely vulnerable to not just the ones closest to me, but to the world as a whole. You know what I mean? No, I may not have, worldwide listeners on that level yet, but it will get there eventually, and it's just wow to be able to just sit in those moments and really understand. You have to understand before you can understand, right? And for me, in my winning season, because I am in my winning season, and even though I'm in my winning season, it may look and feel different to you than what your winning season is. And that doesn't diminish the fact that I am in my winning season. Just because your product and whatever it is that you're producing, whether it be a podcast or a book or, whatever it is that you are doing in your winning season, just because it looks and feels differently than someone else does not take away from someone else's win in their winning season. And for me, that's where that vulnerability comes in. That's where that truth comes in. Because if I'm not true to myself, I can't be true to anyone. I can't be true to you guys and, the generations to come. Like, I can't be true to myself. That's why I had to take some time back and really understand so that I could understand what my winning season is all about. My abundance, my prosperity may not look and feel like yours. My cup literally runneth over. It runneth over so much that's why I'm able to share this knowledge, share this wisdom, share these experiences. I look at that as wealth. I look at that as abundance. You know what I mean? Because the more you know, the more you grow. It may sound corny, yes, I know, but it is so true. The more you know, the more you grow. And that's what we're supposed to do. Even in our winning season, we're not supposed to remain stagnant. No, we're continuously supposed to be adding value to ourselves, adding value to the world. That's how I increase my prosperity. That's how I keep my abundance flowing. That's how I keep my wealth circulating. And so for me, it's just completely being in truth. I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and we were talking about our loved ones who have passed on, and they were telling me that their loved one would always tell them the truth, even if it would hurt. You know what I mean? It will always come from a loving place, even if it hurts, because sometimes the truth does hurt. you know if you woke up in the morning and didn't brush your teeth, and let's just say you have a toddler, because toddlers are a trip. Okay, toddlers are definitely a trip, especially these new quote unquote pandemic babies. They will tell you how it is. So if your breath is a little funky, they're going to be like, your breath stinks. And you're like, dang, my baby told me my breath stank. Like, I know I didn't brush my teeth, but you know what I mean? Like, the truth hurts. And so it just really got me to thinking, back a couple of months, I was in the hospital. The day I got out of the hospital, I was still pretty messed up myself. But I knew that I had the ability to do what I needed to do to make myself better. But I still wasn't at that point, you know what I mean? Because I really wasn't ready to understand, my next missions at hand. And so, anyways, I get home from the hospital that night, and I'm getting ready to lay down. And all of a sudden, I see someone in front of me. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And this is something that I don't talk about, that often, but I see things. And when I say I see things, if you know, you know. That'll be another story for another day. Well, anyways, I digress. So I'm laying in my bed, and I go to lay my head back, and this spirit comes to me, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, I just got out of the hospital. I'm not trying to deal with this. I don't even know who you are. What do you want? And then I quickly had to check myself. Because who do I think I am to deny someone who's coming to me for help? That's how you cut your blessings off. That's how you cut that abundance and that wealth and that prosperity and that knowledge and everything good that I am seeking, And so I quickly gathered myself, and I heard what the person had to say. So the next day, I then tell, a friend, you need to go spend time with your mom. And they were just kind of, hee-hawing around the bush. And I'm like, no, you really need to go spend time with your mom. And it was, tons of excuses. And I'm just like, okay, I'm going to let it be. So a few days later, when I receive a phone call from my friend saying, is there something that you want to tell me? I kind of said, huh? I mean, what is it that you want me to tell you? Do you want me to tell you the day I came home from the hospital, when I laid my head down, I saw your family member come to me and give me a message to give to you because you were going to need to be there for your mother? Was I supposed to tell you that? I was supposed to tell you the truth, right? Because sometimes the truth hurts. And sometimes we tell a lie because we think that we are protecting the ones that we love. But in all reality, who are we protecting? Ourselves? Because we don't want to deal with the situation. Because the truth hurts. The truth hurts. If your spouse is cheating on you, and you find out that your spouse is cheating on you, the truth hurts. And you just want so badly for your spouse to tell you, but your spouse won't, because your spouse thinks that by telling you the truth, it will hurt you even more. But guess what? You're already hurt. Because you don't love me enough to just be committed to me, first of all. There's so many levels to this. So for me, in my winning season, to completely be able to operate in the truth is refreshing to me. It just adds value in my eyes so much more to everything that I put my voice to, everything that I put my hand to, everything that I put my energy to. It just adds so much more value to what I'm doing. And that's how it should be. In your winning season, continue to elevate. Do not remain stagnant. While you are elevating, trust and believe there are going to be people coming at you who want to offer you sponsorships. There are going to be people who are going to come to you with, partner deals and branding yourself. If you are operating in your truth, in the truth, and doing your research, as you advance and as you elevate, then you will see right through the bullshit, okay? Because in your truth, you have to know that when these people are coming at you, if, let's just say, you're vegan or vegetarian or plant-based, right? And let's just say you're plant-based, and there's a company that comes to you with a deal, but you find out that some of their ingredients really don't come from plants. Are you going to stand behind that company and endorse them and, give them shout outs? No. I mean, you can, but all that work that you have put in from working through that trauma to becoming happy, to being accountable, to self-love and gratitude, and now in your winning season and elevation, if you are not continuously operating in truth, then that means nothing. And everything you work so hard for will crumble. So just be mindful, okay? To invest in yourself. And by investing in yourself, do the research. Okay? Do the research. When these companies come to you, when they offer you brand deals and sponsorships, do your research. Make sure that it is in full alignment. Because sometimes we get so excited, like, yes, oh my gosh, I've been waiting for these moments for what seems like an entire lifetime, and it's finally right here. Yes, I'm about to get paid. Fast money ain't always the best money. Fast money ain't always the best money. Okay? So just be mindful, because you are so worthy. And I don't want to see any of you backtrack, because we are in our winning season and it feels so good. It feels so good. It feels so good to, hear you guys say, there's some of you have gotten new houses. There are some of you who have gotten promotions. There are some of you who have been doing shadow work. Like, I am so proud of each and every one of you for the time and the effort and the energy that you have put into it, because look, take it in, in your winning season, as you're going through the motions, be mindful of the moment, to be able to understand, and take it all in, and be thankful. Be thankful, be grateful. And I'm telling you that those are the keys to prosperity. Like, there's a whole little mixing pot. I like cake. So when you're making a cake, there's ingredients that need to go into this cake if you want this cake to be moist and fluffy and just yummy, right? You got to make sure you make it with love. Because anything that you are creating that is not created in love, you're going to taste it, okay? You're going to feel it. So let's just be mindful in our winning season to operate in love. Yes, truth, light, integrity. Continue to invest in yourself and own yourself. Don't let anybody buy you for a large amount. Okay? Own yourself. Own your brand. Own your craft. If you take your book to a publisher and they say, what are you even talking about in this book? It makes no sense. We don't take that kind of writing here. And you feel discouraged, guess what? You can publish your own book. Go on over to Amazon. They got Kindle Vella, all types of stuff on Amazon, all types of ways to self-publish. Even if you just get on YouTube and speak to your audience and verbalize that book, that's another way. Own you. All right? Just because it may not be somebody's cup of tea doesn't mean that others will not like what you have to offer. Just because you feel like a door is closed, of course the door is closed, but hello, you literally have the key. If it's locked, unlock it. If it's closed, open it. Because I know for me, I march to my own beat. Okay? You know what I mean? From the way I speak, to the way I write, to just me. I am me. I am unique. You are unique. All right? So just because it doesn't look a certain way that society tells us it should look, that means nothing. Do you. And if you're doing it with the purest of heart, guess what? You're going to be successful. Whatever your success looks like. And don't you dare let anybody come in and try to plant a seed and tell you you are not worthy, that your idea is dumb. Whatever negativity they may try to implant in you, because you are magnificent. Y'all already know I tell y'all that all the time. Y'all are magnificent. You are worthy. You are phenomenal. You are powerful. When you are powerful, the possibilities are limitless. So revel in your power. Revel in your majestic light.